What is up, everybody? You got your usual host and Jack this week, and we are here with episode 26 of the Golden Dice podcast. And I don't have Scott with me this week, but it's about even. I'm acceptable with who we have. It's certainly not Shane, so it's you're in for a good episode. But with me, I got me trusty sidekick in Tommy. Tommy, how are you today?
Hi, Jack. I am. I guess I'm flattered to be your sidekick, and I'm definitely not as good as Scott. But I'll take. I guess I'll take. The boy wonder to your just Jackness.
There you go. That's what people strive for. At least I've heard. But more importantly, aside from us two this week, we have a guest, and that is our friend Adam, who is the runner, owner, founder, self-made man who runs CAPA Cup. So, Adam, we'd like to welcome you on with us, and we're excited to have you. How you been?
Hey, man. Yeah, pretty much all of the above. But yeah, excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, we thought it was like a perfect opportunity because CAPA Cup is coming. Today's the 4th of October, and CAPA Cup's on the 13th. And I just feel like the topic of it was really cool with this lull in Destiny as well. So it might give people some ideas to maybe, take this out and do it in an area that's not Hershey, Pennsylvania or something like that. So I guess my first question is how did CAPA Cup get started? What was the inaugural year?
So we got started in 2016. I primarily play X-Wing. I do play Destiny now. Destiny kind of sucked me in after our second CAPA Cup. But the base of players out in this area were playing X-Wing. And so a few of us had been to the Nova Open, had a phenomenal time, really liked the structure of how it was laid out. And we had gone to the Steel Open, which was very similar. That was run by Aaron Utley. And it was just a fantastic event. We, left with a swag bag, connected with a lot of other pilots and players and thought, hey, you know what? We could probably do something similar in our area, being in Harrisburg. Now we're in Hershey, of course, so we kind of skip around to a couple different cities around this area, but we're real centrally located. So we knew we had there's a lot of different players from Pittsburgh, from Jersey, from New York, Maryland. So we really felt like we had a pretty good shot at just putting together just a fun gaming event, and at first it wasn't really going to be something big. It was just something that we would put together locally at like a real small, like Holiday Inn, Hampton Inn, in a little conference room, have some prize support and just have fun, just fly ships around, throw dice, make pew pew noises. And when we started talking about how we wanted to put it together, we thought, we could probably go a little bit bigger. We could add a couple different game types, like Imperial Assault was popular back in 16. We wanted to add like a narrative to like a storyline for our X-Wing players to play. Hunger Games was a pretty popular movie, and we thought, well, we could put together a Hunger Games style event with X-Wing where you run into the cornucopia and get some upgrades and stuff like that. So we ended up reserving a hotel and went through the process of just advertising. We visited different game shops around Pennsylvania. I know we were out your guys' way at a few stores out that way, and just did like the boots on the ground type marketing for the event and trying to get some interest. And we had about 65 players who were interested, so we thought that was pretty cool, a good number. What we didn't plan for was the hotel to be closing a week before.
Oh,
Wow,
that's brutal.
Yeah, I wasn't even contacted first about it. It was actually a player who had tried to reserve a hotel room, and they were told that the hotel was closing because of some management issues. And here it is, like literally a week. It might have even been 2 weeks prior. And when you put together an event like this, a lot of the money gets tied up in hotel fees, and you don't really budget for something like that. And so we had to kind of pull a last minute audible and find another hotel, which we were able to. That was nice enough to take us in and didn't have any other reservations, and so we still had the event.
Could you imagine if he didn't tell you and you just showed up? We're like, yeah, we're closed.
It was I've been stressed out, but that was a ton of stress. That was stress I didn't need. Um, but hey, like there's always a silver lining, and so we still had players on their way up. Of course, then we heard about snowpocalypse that was on the way, and so yet another roadblock reared its ugly head, and we had that large blizzard that kept really only 15 players away. A lot of players actually showed up before the storm. We had guys from Long Island even take a road trip and come down,
Wow.
and so we all got stuck inside at this hotel. All the roads were closed. Uh, the hotel had a restaurant, an Irish pub next door, like attached to it. So we had food, we had shelter, and we had games.
Yeah, you got everything you need. You're set.
Exactly,
It's like
exactly.
the
It
three
was,
things in life. Yeah.
yeah. As crazy as it was, like I'll always remember the first one, and a lot of guys left calling it Blizzard Cup because it was a blizzard, you know. And so even the Long Island guys are coming back for a third year, and they're like a big staple of our event. So I'm sure you'll hear those guys. They're a loud bunch, but they really make the core of the CAPA Cup. So that was kind of our strange turn of events for the first year. And then, and of course, we named our event after the X-Wing squadron of players in this area, being Kappa Squadron. So we thought we'd just keep the name. And then our second year, which was last year, we went with the Army Heritage Center, which is it's kind of a museum close to where I live, and they had some conference rooms, and it's a military site, so you kind of have to jump through some hoops to get everything taken care of. But so we added Destiny, we added some different side events for X-Wing as well. So we kind of decided that we want to kind of go a little bit bigger, have some bigger offerings, but not really change the pricing. And I think that's really important for players, is to have that constant know how that like their favorite event isn't really it's going to change, like it's going to grow, but it's not going to go from like being a really decent price point to being something high just because we want to get bigger. And so that was a real successful event. We went from like 65 our first year to 82 last year. And that was only with 3 game types, and now we're going into 2018. We're at 89 players, which is fantastic. And we've added Destiny, we've added Armada, and we've expanded on a few others. I know we have the Solo Renegades that we're adding, so we have a side event for the Destiny players, and we have a few other little side events like the Death Star Trench Run for our X-Wing players. And so it's just adding more value to the event is something that we have had on our minds going into each year. And we can't provide the type of prize support we can provide without our sponsors. So if I can touch on that, that'd be cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things you have to realize is when you make an event, there's a lot of expenses, and so what we've come up with is we've decided to reach out to a lot of sponsors that provide tokens and templates and card sleeves and whatever you can think of, dice rollers, that invest in the gaming communities, and ask them if they want to invest back into the community in the form of our event. We try to add charity aspects to our event to try to give back to local charities. Like this year we're doing the Central Penn Food Bank, and so those sponsors are like more than willing to send product if they know it's for a good cause. They know they're investing in the community. And so, big shout out to some of these Etsy sellers. They're fantastic. Local game stores who are willing to offer product. I think our players that are coming out in a week are going to be pretty surprised at the amount that we have. I know I've posted a few pictures of the boxes upon boxes in my basement. But we don't want anybody to leave empty-handed, and that's been our mantra right from the beginning. Is we want players to come out, have a fantastic time competing, but at the same time know that they're not going to walk away with just a single alternate art card. Nothing against that. Those are fantastic to get when you go to store championships and stuff like that. But our event's just a little bit different in that we want that feeling that you came, you had a blast, you earned a bunch of stuff, and you walked away pretty happy. So
Yeah, that's a pretty good spot for a player to be in when they're coming. I mean, I think it was $30 if you did the single day.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember looking at some of the pictures for Destiny, and there was and for only like 23 people, 24 people, you said registered. And it's like the amount of prizes we have, like people are definitely going to be walking away happy. And for only $30, like it just seems like a really good price point. And on top of the prizes you're giving out, like I know us and Jackman Games are going to be splitting a box. So, if you're a Destiny player, there's a chance you could also walk away with a whole box of Way of the Force. And we're going to give out some play mats and a dice tray, and I think they're on the same page as well. So it's like, yeah, just getting all this stuff together. Like I'm super stoked for CAPA Cup to finally get here.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be people from Arrowbrook Gaming there, and I know I think Mr. Chip's going as well. It's going to be quite a bit of content creators there.
Yeah, I think Paul.
Yeah, Paul from Arrowbrook.
Yeah, he's registered.
And Drew's a maybe.
Yep. And Chip's planning on coming down as well.
That's awesome.
So,
and I even just heard on Knights of Ren, I think Rick might come up for the event as well, since he's in Northern Virginia. It's not too bad of a drive to Hershey from there.
That's great.
There's going to be a lot of exposure, and we'll actually be streaming the event as well. So if you're looking to watch some Destiny on the 13th, that will be available. We might have Shane commentate, but that's even if he shows up. And that's like our next big question.
Yeah, so if there's anything that I'm known for, it's for asking the tough questions, the meat, like, the get to the point questions. And my next question for you, Adam, is do you think Shane is actually going to show up?
Well, it's funny because I saw him register, and I thought,
it's laughable.
Hasn't he been kind of flaky on getting out to these other tournaments? Like, is he like what's the reasoning behind this? So, hey man, it's a flip of the coin. We'll see if he shows or not.
Yeah, I got to thank you for that. That wasn't rehearsed at all. That was straight from his heart. I didn't tell him to make fun of my brother, just for the record.
This is the furthest he's come in a while, because I don't think he registered for any store champs. It was just an audible, yeah, I'll go. And then the night before, he's like, I can't.
he's registered for this. I don't even think he's going to PAX, and PAX is like 15 minutes for him. So, I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah. So this could be like a founding event in Golden Dice podcast history, like the first non-weekly event that Shane attends. So this could be huge.
I may have to have a beer ready for him if he actually does it.
He doesn't even drink. So
he doesn't drink. All right. Wow. Coca-Cola.
I don't even know. I think he's like a water and juice guy. Not that I'm any better. I'm like coffee, water, and milk, but we're like the two most boring people on the planet. I don't know how we're on a podcast together and anybody makes it through without falling asleep.
I mean, somebody probably has, especially when we did the pie charts and math. Somebody definitely fell asleep. But that's awesome. Yeah, I guess, Adam, do you have any advice? Because even for us at Golden Dice, like we're starting to look into the idea of doing like a larger Destiny tournament. I think is where we'll start out, but who knows if it would expand beyond that. But if somebody's going to try to host an event like this, would there be like any advice that you would give them, that like something that you wish you knew in your first few years of planning that you kind of had to learn the hard way through experience?
Yeah, I would say it really comes down to like how are you marketing your event? Are you marketing it? How are you getting out there? Like I said, we went out to stores and we were out at tournaments, and we were really trying to legitimize our event as not just another Saturday tournament, but something that is bigger, something that we can offer more. Something that was gonna be a little bit more modeled. Now we wanted to model it a little closer to the Nova Open, and so we wanted to add some vendors and just see how large we can really take it, but not to the part where we can't handle it with the amount of numbers and staff that we have. So it's really like, how much effort do you want to put into it? Do you want, how many people do you want to reach? What are you doing to reach them? Are you on Facebook? Are you on different platforms of social media? Um, how are you connecting with the people?
Maybe do it in the spring or summer, so there's no snowpocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys always been in October?
No. So the first year was it February? It was like no, it was about bottom part of January. So the end of January was when snowpocalypse was, and so after that we decided let's not do January. So we waited a little longer than a year, and we moved it to June of last year, which was great. There's no excuses why you can't show up. It's too hot outside. Like, you're inside. Who cares? And then I don't know where. I think we were just like, hey, what about the fall? Hey, let's try close to Halloween, and kind of give it like a apocalyptic theme. Last year was kind of like a military army theme. This year we're kind of going apocalyptic, with some of the artwork that we have. So I think we're covering all the seasons. So I guess we're at spring next.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And then back to winter.
And that no, no, not at least not up in like Pennsylvania area.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not too bad, but we just it is what it was, like.
People have no excuses. I drove to Rochester in a blizzard for regional. That's like 6 hours away. It was all to see Chip, so now it's his turn to come down and say hi.
Yep,
A little
I
bit.
can't wait. I can't wait to see Chip. I'm like Chip's secret stalker.
That's just weird, dude. Keep it to yourself. Go drink your milk in the corner.
Edit this out.
And don't make.
Go drink your milk in the corner. Has creepier words ever been spoken?
That's funny. So, Adam, do you get to play in any of the events, or is it you're just kind of there making sure everything's running smooth, kind of a
yeah,
boss type role?
I try. So like I kind of bought. I hadn't played X-Wing a lot since the last CAPA Cup. During our Destiny tournament, I kind of walked around and was like, man, there's like a cool variety of all these characters. Like, maybe I should play this game. And so I kind of jumped into Destiny and occasionally played X-Wing. And of course now I jumped back into X-Wing 2.0, and we're going to have that at the CAPA Cup as well. So I'm probably I run a fantasy draft for X-Wing, which is our first night. And last year I did play. My brother drives up from Georgia, and you guys will meet him. He's with X-Wing Customs. He custom paints all the X-Wing ships that are out there. And so I try to get him to play at least one type of game. And so I got him into playing the fantasy draft last year, where you just draft a pilot and take a ship and make a squad. So I'm going to run that on Friday night, and I'm going to play in it as well. That seemed to be okay. We have like maybe 15 to 20 guys playing, so shouldn't be too awful that I can't handle it. But I'm definitely looking to maybe get a couple games of Destiny in. Hint, hint. Wink,
there
wink.
You go.
Oh, we got you.
All right. Something, something on the side.
Yeah.
So
just ask.
We'll make it happen.
I always want to play. It's like I need to scratch the itch. I'm a new father,
Bro,
so I need to get out and spend adult time.
I dude, I've got 3 boys. I know, and I'm planning an event.
Yeah.
So I've been trapped in the basement by myself for a little bit, but I have a good group of guys that have been helping me in painting terrain for Legion, and but we haven't had a chance to really sling dice. So, I'm itching as well. So we'll make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be like a pretty competitive tournament. I mean, just having like the Arrowbrook and Jackalman and ourselves there. So it stinks Drew isn't going to come, because it'd be fun to beat him. Of course, that would be the only reason I would want him to come. So I have bragging rights over him. That's it. He may have kicked my butt on Monday, but that's aside from the point. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. And that like 20. Like obviously you are always hoping for more, but that's like a solid size like store championship. Like I think all of our store championships were about like 25, 26-ish.
Yeah, that's a decent sized store championship though. So I mean, this is going to shape up to be. I mean, if there's no walk-ins and just the 24 come, this is a decent size, good event. This is what we need to get through this this dry spell. I really would encourage anybody that's in this area to, a tournament is what you make of it. If you get excited about something, the chance to compete, the chance for these cool prizes, the chance to spend time with the community and to get to sling dice, like Adam said, I think I like that term. I'm going to use that. I think you can make this something. You can make this a way to get to, across the galaxy for a Destiny player.
Yeah, I think that's important with just where the game's at. And I get there's some frustration kind of floating around just because there is nothing in the United States. So I'm actually really happy you happened to choose October this year to give us something to play for. Because even PAX Unplugged, that's not till the last weekend of November. Like that's into the first 2 days of December. So we still have plenty of time till that. And Across the Galaxy is supposed to release somewhere in between these times. So
it was all part of the plan.
Yeah. Now, are you just going to try to get some Destiny games on the side, or are you going to try to play like in the standard tournament?
No, probably in the side. I do a lot of running around.
Yeah.
I have to appease the sponsors also. So in that regard, I'm taking pictures, I'm taking video, I'm kind of catering to everybody, and that's just by design. I am taking more of a background role this time, being that I am running the fantasy draft, but other than that, I have guys running everything else. Like guys have really stepped up, and I said, listen, I want to be there for our guests, everybody that's coming. Take these pictures, do the social media thing. A lot of the sponsors, they want to feel engaged. They're providing their prize support, and they want to see pictures of it on the table. They want to see the players. They probably want to post it to their own websites and Facebook pages and so on. So that's gonna be me for the most part. But yeah, I'm gonna look for a couple games on the side.
You're gonna play in the Solo Renegade tournament?
Yeah, I might, because that's later in the day, and that's kind of like the thick part of the day where a lot of the X-Wing players are like in the middle of their tournaments in Armada. So I think by the time, I don't know what time, it's probably like 3 o'clock maybe, the Solo Renegades. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make it a point. If I get to anything to play, I probably want to play in that. Of course, now that I'm saying that, I gotta put together a deck.
Yeah, so I guess anybody listening to the Solo Renegades format is the same one from Nova, where you pick a single non-unique character. You get to bring 2 dice with them, but then your deck is only that color and that affiliation. So if you pick, the big thing there was Red Villain at the time. So like Magna Guard was a big choice. So you can only include red villain cards. You couldn't include Doubt, couldn't include even like Electra Staff because that's neutral. So that's kind of the format that we're going to be going with. I don't know if I trust the guy running it necessarily. I'm not sure why you asked that guy to give that a go, but
that's why he has you as his sidekick. If that's
I meant more that you kind of asked me to step in. I wasn't throwing shit at Chip. No, yeah, because I know with beginning of school year, some stuff kind of got busy with him as well. So you just got to ask me to iron out those rules and ask my experience of the Nova. And because everybody was on Red Villain, I was like, ban Climate Array, because that was the worst card. Because you get points for damage done. So people did Climate Array, boom, 6 points, because it's a pot of 4 that you're playing with. So Magna Guard was great for it too, because you could make sure you got it through even if your character died, which is pretty good. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to go with a different twist and not Magna Guard, so I won't be the first target every time in that aspect. Now, with the lull that we've kind of talked about, with specifically Destiny, X-Wing is obviously in a good spot. Do you have any predictions necessarily for the tournament? And I don't know, in previous years, like, was it a lot of meta decks that came? Was it a lot of people just trying to play casual and kind of come up with their own stuff? So is there anything that you think might pop up a lot this year? Are we going to see the normal Snoke decks for the tournament or spice it up?
So last year, I'm not sure what the meta decks at the time were. I mean, I think
probably Kylo FN, maybe. I think he might have still been in play.
That might have
close.
I don't know if he showed up at all. And I think that was kind of prior because our champ for that tournament was playing Palpatine.
Oh,
I
that
think.
way. That's right. You were in June. I'm still thinking October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
No,
I was.
so yeah, 2-player
Yeah,
set wasn't out yet.
right. So it was just a lot of two elite characters paired up. I mean, it was a nice variety. But for this year, I mean, look at this. Look at the stats from all the other events we've we've seen. Snoke's everywhere. Yoda's everywhere. Um, I would think people are going to play with they're comfortable playing, which I should have done at the Nova Open and didn't, and it reflected. So I think you're going to see a variety. I would hope you'll see a variety, but you're going to see people play what they've been playing probably for the past few weeks if they've gone to any larger tournaments because they're becoming more comfortable with the decks.
So, what was the deck that you ended up running at Nova, and what is the deck that you wish you ran?
Tacos. Wish I probably ran Blue Hero only because I had been running it for a couple weeks and felt comfortable. Really enjoyed like Luke Ray or Luke Ayla. It's funny because I thought I was going to see more Mill or more 3-character, and I didn't. At least in my games at the Nova Open, at Nationals. But go figure, that's just one thing I've kind of learned playing Destiny is yeah, you want to try out new decks, you want to try out different characters, but you got to get reps in with decks that
Yeah, going into that, I felt less prepared, but I feel like with Worlds when I went, I probably played like 150 games of the same deck, so I was probably even more than that. But with Afra, I only played like 50 games, and I could definitely feel the uneasiness. So that's definitely a real thing. And for Kappa, I'm trying to get away from Afra. I don't really want to run her with Snoke and Battle Droid, but as you said, people go to what they're comfortable, and I haven't played much Destiny since Nova, so there's a chance I could be running it. But I'm trying to explore my options with Blue Hero as well. But I'm still at a loss. I don't know what to run. Tommy, where are you at for that?
I've got several decks. You've seen the garbage I've been posting in our little podcast chat. I mean, I'm all over the place. Talzin, triple droid. I wanted to try really just buying all in on leveraging that health pool. Also, I was trying to kind of veer away from Yoda or Snoke with any potential, balancing that they may get hit with. So then I've been messing with Talzin a fair bit. I did come up with a Luke Yoda list that I like just because, that gives you the 2 points leeway in case Yoda does get hit with the balance hammer. But I might just bring Afra droids because I haven't played it as much as you have, and my version is a little different, maybe a little more aggressive, not aggressive, but a little more risky than the one that Drew and Cody played at Nationals. So I might just end up playing that. I have no idea. I'm going to play some tomorrow night, try to get my head wrapped back around the game.
Now, the question is, if Shane comes, what in the world is he going to play?
There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to have 2 shield sides all over the table. Nah, he's going to play Rex. I know he's putting Rex on the table.
Rex Trooper Maz is what he's kind of been. He's been playing that.
I think he likes. He plays it really, really tight, though. He is good. I'll give him some credit.
Yeah, his seems. I don't even remember. Like, I feel like I've seen so many different versions of Rex Maz Trooper that I don't even remember what his is anymore. And also, who knows the last time I played him? So that's really just his fault.
Yeah, I just think he sees with Maz in particular, and decks built around her with red heroes. I feel like he just finds the lines of play a little better than a lot of people. Like I know I sit behind that deck, and quite often I make a different decision than he might. And we talk about games a lot when we play, and he'll tell me his rationale, and it's it's very solid. So he definitely knows how to play it.
Last time we played, I remember he argued with me about Guardian, and then he was wrong. I was like, yeah, go back to Fortnite, kid.
Well, yeah. I mean, he can't be bothered on Tuesdays or Thursdays because he streams Fortnite. Check him out, Twin Sons.
All right, that's going to get edited out. We don't want to hear. We don't want to promote that.
Nice little brotherly plug.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're going to plug Joe's Transformer group. Like, we don't want this. We don't want Transformer.
Look
Fortnite.
up Nismo Joe on YouTube.
Watch a lot of Gears of War from early 2000s.
Yeah.
I am excited though. Like it's I don't know, just getting together playing Destiny, as you said. What was it? Chucking dice, throwing dice,
Slinging.
Slinging,
slinging
dude.
dice,
Slinging.
all of those. I don't chucking seal. I don't know. I'm a chucker kind of guy.
You can
What
chuck.
can I say?
I feel like when you chuck, they just kind of go everywhere, though. You know, like I'd rather see
That's
a
not my
sling. A
problem.
sling seems more like precise.
Look, if I pick my dice up and they all happen to be on threes after chucking them, that's not my problem. I guess going through that, you kind of mentioned a little thing about prizes. Well, not a little thing, as you mentioned, you've got great sponsors, and that's going through. And you mentioned that there's kind of awards like during the tournament. Can you kind of like expand upon that, or if there's any specific ones you want to point out for Destiny?
Yeah. So each of our game types, we have different like random awards we'll do. So like we we have a lot going on like even during while you're playing. We'll do random raffle giveaways, but we came up with quite a few fun awards like as you play. So for like Destiny, we have like the First Blood award, which is the first player to eliminate a character. Just plain eliminate, kill off a character, you'll get the First Blood award. I'm not going to say what it is, but it should be pretty good.
I'm gonna abuse that. I'm gonna run Battle Droid and then just kill him. Just kill my own character. Lowest points. And just kill him. Give me my award. That's cool. Are there any other ones? Like, is there any for X-Wing as well that you do, or?
Yeah, so we do. We also do. Yeah, for X-Wing we do a drunken pilot. So if you fly your ship off the mat, then you get a flask, and we fill it up with whatever. It could be beer, water, soda, anything like that.
Playing the wrong game, man.
Right? I'm going back to X-Wing. I think my 2.0 kit is in the mail, so.
Nice.
If Tommy won, be a flask full of milk. That's not.
I'll
Stick
take
to
coffee.
Destiny, kid.
I'll take coffee.
Take
I'm pulling an all-nighter.
Blue milk. Gotta go blue milk.
Oh, there you go. Always a possibility. Now, are there any specific like prizes that you would want to? I mean, you don't have to dive into where they're being like put into, but you mentioned like some great Etsy things, some dice trays. Like, is there anything new this year that you're super excited about, or if there's something that you've kind of done every year that kind of is like, this is like the top CAPA Cup prize? It could be from any game that you play.
I'm pretty excited about our custom mats. We've never done that before, and we have a really fantastic artist who, it's funny because three of us started putting the CAPA Cup together, and we've grown to I think we're at like 15 now that are part of the team helping. But he's been our artist. His name's Tito, and he's never been able to make it. He got snowed out the first year. He had a family obligation last year, and then come to find out we planned it, and he didn't realize he's on vacation next week. So, but he does fantastic work making our logos, any kind of extra art that we have. So this year we felt like we wanted to try to get some mats made. We wanted to make some mats to be able to sell, to be, have on the different tables, but they could be kind of pricey. So we decided we would just go with winning mats. So I can say, and I think I've posted pictures before, and if you happen to play me at the Nova Open Nationals, I was playing on one of the mats myself. And so we have a black and a white Destiny mat that are custom made for the event. And we have a specific mat just for X-Wing for the top table. And so all the champs now in Destiny, the first place and second place get to take a mat. In X-Wing, they'll get the one mat that we have on the top table.
Yeah, they did look pretty sweet. I really like the way they turned out as well. Now, you said you got a few mats for it, so it could be like a top 4 prize, could be like winner prize, raffle prizes, anything like that. Like they're not specific.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be top 2.
The top 2, okay.
Yeah, top 2. I can say we have other mats. So you'll see other mats that were donated. Those are going to be for some of the raffles that we'll do. I think we may even be putting some in for the charity raffle. So it's a good amount of prizes. Anything from tokens to templates to card sleeves, dice rollers, dice trays. I make any of the wooden dice trays you'll see at the cup I made. I kind of found my niche. I'm not a super creative person when it comes to like making something from scratch, but I found it really easy to make wooden dice trays with felt. And they were like a staple of our first event because we didn't have the type of, we don't have a huge budget as it is, but the first year we had a very low budget and found that, dice trays are very inexpensive. And we just got creative with like, you know, painting taglines on the side, um, painting, the words CAPA Cup on the side, champion, stuff like that. So you guys will see that stuff. And so that's a couple of weeks worth of dice trays kind of put together and painted, and so we try to add like some personal touch to the event, but most of the stuff's either bought or donated by the sponsors.
I feel like we've talked about so many different prizes at this point. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm even like now as we're talking, I'm scrolling through the Facebook page and like just looking at all the pictures that you guys have posted of all the different possible rewards, and I'm just like, man. And even like looking at some of these X-wing ones, and just like kind of wish I had gotten to an X-wing event because, again, just the prizes out there just look really, really top notch. And I saw the what are they called? The Parsec boxes.
Yeah,
And I remember when you told me you got those, I got so excited because
they're
those were super
fantastic.
sweet.
Yeah. I was really excited that he responded to donating 2 of those. We're gonna have one for our champ, so you may want to think about trying to win that.
All right, Afro Snoke Battle Droid. Here we go.
I talked him into Afro. No. But we'll have one in the charity raffle as well.
Now, what is the charity raffle exactly? Now, I know you mentioned that you're doing a charity, but like, what do I do to get in that? Is it a donation? And I know you said like it's a food pantry type thing. So am I bringing food and donating physical food, or can I make a money donation?
Yep. So we're going to have items that have been donated by the sponsors specifically for our charity. And so if you want to try to, win one of those, we'll have raffle tickets. They're priced at $5. And you just put the ticket in, hope for the best. And then we'll have for the solo renegades donations of so now everybody's already paid up, everybody's ready to come, but we decided to add just a little bit extra to that renegades side event for Destiny, and that's by bringing in a canned good so that we have some extra canned goods that we can kind of donate alongside the large chunk of cash financial donation.
That's awesome. Now, was there a specific reason you picked this charity, or is it just kind of one that was floating around?
Yeah, no, so the first 2 years we went kind of more national rather than something local, and my work, we do a lot as far as raising donations, like during the holidays and stuff for the food pantry. And we know it's a big need, and they don't just cover Harrisburg; they cover like a really large chunk of Pennsylvania. So we were thinking, okay, we want to stay local with a charity this time. Like, who would we want to go with? And they were really the first ones that came to mind. And we thought holidays are coming up. People eat a lot at Thanksgiving, Christmas. Like people got to eat, and so we just chose them as the charity, and really glad to be able to raise support for them and really fill up those pantries for people.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that goes beyond gaming, beyond prizes. So
Yeah,
that's really cool. I mean, we've kind of really just. I mean, there's been a lot to talk about. There's been a lot to talk about what's going on. I don't know if there's anything else like you kind of want to throw out there for anybody that's still maybe debating coming. Maybe this is like this is your catch right here. You're going to get them with this line. It makes or breaks it for all the listeners.
No pressure.
You'll be sorry. No. Yeah, man. I mean, like we're really excited. We started planning back in May. It's really an event to just come out and have a great time. We have more than enough stuff for you to walk away with. We still, like you guys said, for Destiny. I mean, we're still we have a good amount of players. There's still room for some more. And it's a chance to, meet up with you guys and some of the other content providers, sling those dice and just, be comfortable and have fun. I mean, it's Hershey, Pennsylvania, so we're going to have a lot of Hershey's chocolate. So if you're a chocolate lover, you're in the right place.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
You drink that with your milk, Tommy?
That's the only way.
Yeah, I'm excited, and this is, as I mentioned, like something that is kind of getting our wheels turning about doing something like this for the Destiny community. So, I mean, not only are you providing something for the 100 or so people that are registered, or just the 24 people of Destiny, like it's definitely something that you're starting to plant in the minds of at least other people in South Jersey. So maybe we'll see you in a May or so, or June, when we're looking to have a Golden Dice open, or no idea what it'll be called yet, but that'll be the placeholder name for now.
Hey, I'm in.
Yeah, we got to get you back out to Top Deck.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That was a fun time.
Yeah, and that was kind of go along with what you said, where you were out there like in the trenches promoting. You came out to one of our local stores and were there for our store championship, played in it, had a booth set up. My fiance actually won one of the raffle prizes.
She beat me too.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
She's good.
She is.
Don't feel bad.
It was funny. We actually were playing a game before we were recording, so I had to pause that game and I'll have to go finish it afterwards with her. But yeah, Adam, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast talking to you. I'm excited to hang out with you in a few weeks. Tommy, do you have anything that you would like to say as we start to wrap up?
No, I think you covered it. Just I want to throw that last shade out at Shane and just say that you're a pansy, little punk. Just stop streaming on Fortnite because you're not a 7-year-old boyfriend.
We're moving on. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube and want to find us on a podcast form, we're on iTunes and Google Play as well. So if you're looking for us, we're basically anywhere that you want to find us, we are there. If you're looking to financially support us, that's awesome, and we totally don't expect that. But if you're looking to do that, we have our Patreon that'll give you access to our Discord and some other things. I'm looking to do some raffle prizes for some of our Patreons coming up as well. So just a few things in the movements there. We've got a new alt art in the works, just trying to finalize that before we send that to the printer. But yeah, I mean, that's all the announcements I got. Adam, we're going to give our guest the last word.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on. This was a blast. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. And sling those dice.